Algebra 2. So, real quick, this video that you're about to see is on my CASA website, casa-arts.org. Find my faculty page and look at the Algebra 2 College Prep assignments, and this video is there. So if you need to rewatch this to see what I'm doing, maybe a little bit slower, maybe pause so you can take some notes, feel free. But right now this video is going to play straight through. Just to remind you of a couple things about solving systems of 3 equations with 3 unknowns and converting all of that into, or converting that from a word problem. So this one right here you guys have, it's on the 3-4 skills practice page, number 19. So you have this in front of you if you have that paper. But here's the problem. The sum of 3 numbers is 18. The sum of the first and second numbers is 15, and the first number is 3 times the third number. Find the numbers. So I just want to go through a couple tips on how I transform a word problem into a system of equations to solve. So first off, I see that there are 3 numbers that I do not know. The sum of 3 numbers is 18. So I'm going to let some letters represent those 3. So I'm going to really obviously declare my 3 numbers. Let's do A, B, and C are my 3 numbers. Where A is the first, B is the second, and C is the third. That order is important just because of how they've worded stuff in this problem. So the sum of all 3 of them is 18. So A plus B plus C is supposed to be 18. That's a sum based off of that first sentence. Next, the sum of the first and second numbers is 15. So again, the sum of the first and second is 15. And lastly, the first number is 3 times the third number. So the first number is always is our equal sign word. The first number is 3 times the third number. So first number is 3 times the third number. With all of these, I can solve my system of equations now. The key is if I have 3 unknowns, I need to have 3 equations. Just like earlier this chapter, if I have 2 unknowns, I need 2 equations. It always goes like 1 by 1 like that. So I could really, if I wanted to bump this up, do 4 unknowns, but I would need 4 equations, so it just depends. So with this, I see that I can really easily, from this first sum to this sum, figure out that C must have been 3. And I can do that just by looking at it, or I could have done elimination. If I had done elimination, maybe it looks something like this. If I say this is equation 1, equation 2, and equation 3, just so we know which one's which. If I did equation 1 minus equation 2, that would have gotten me A plus B plus C equals 18, minus A minus B equals negative 15. Add those together because I've essentially multiplied by negative 1. The A's cancel, B's cancels, C must be 3. Knowing that, then, I'm looking here. A is equal to 3 times C, which is 3. So A must have been 9. So I got my C value, I got my A value. Last one, A plus B is supposed to equal 15. So if B is 9, A is 9. 9 plus B is supposed to equal 15. Subtract that 9, and we see that B must have been 6. So I have my A, B, C numbers in order because the way they worded it in the problem, the order is important. So A is 9, B is 6, and C is 3. So that's my final answer there. So now just a couple quick tips as you're solving these questions for yourself. Make sure that you understand what 3 things they're asking for. So the unknowns. Are they numbers like this one? Are they amounts of items? Whatever it is. And then the equations you want to write. So ours worked out. There was a sentence about a sum, another sentence about a sum, and then another sentence about a relationship between the first and the third number. So it's possible you have something like that, where not all 3 equations have all 3 variables. It's possible you will have something like that. Just be aware of what they're asking for. A lot of times some obvious choices might be an equation that's all about the amount of items. So maybe it's the count of how many things I sold at a concession stand. Or maybe it's all about money. Based on the amount of things, how much money did I make? Or maybe there's a relationship between two of the quantities you're trying to find. So be aware of things like that. So all of that in mind, again, we're just taking what we know about systems of three equations and what we know about word problems, bringing them together. For today in class, I want you to work on this. From yesterday, on the 3-4 skills practice page, I asked you to try 4, 10, 11, and 12. You can certainly be working on that. And then on page 165, try 7, 20, and 21. Now, this is, you're watching this on Tuesday. I probably will not see you guys on Wednesday because it is Junior Shadow Day. So we will check both of these assignments on Thursday. Have at it. And again, this video is on my CASA website if you want to look at it a little bit slower. If you have any questions, write them down and we can chat on Thursday. All right, have a good day, guys.